I did not realize that I had my audio off. If you're watching it, you should be able to see stuff. Anyways, it doesn't matter because this is still not working. The wrapping's not working. I'm still wrapping at the panel's full width. Does it have a direct auto wrap width property, custom constants. Instead, the wrapping is controlled by the label's actual size, which is influenced by its parent's layout, custom minimum size and size flags. See, this is kind of the problems I had with the other originally when I started. Uh, Custom minimum size. Remove description label, size flag, stretch ratio. I need the new. GD script. VBox size flags horizontal. We have size expand fill, size shrink center. Is that the only place? Okay. Shrink center. Move the line inside description label setup. Stretch ratio. Size flags stretch. Ratio. Keep this line already in the previous step. Fine. We'll call it to reference. Size shrink center, size shrink center. Oh, so these should all be um after this I'm gonna have to take a new approach, I think. Um okay, the reason I'm talking quietly is because Dad's sleeping even though he's in the other end of the house. Um and right now this is super secret stream just because I'm not really posting it anywhere. Like two places, so not anybody's gonna know that I'm doing this really, until maybe after the fact. Except Rick there, who is apparently listening. See you later. Back to sleep. Okay, see you, Rook. Thanks for dropping by. Um, okay, so what to change? Resize panel. Remove descriptions. Not the correct. Remove this line. Custom constants. Okay. Uh, where's custom constants here? Custom constants. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I should actually be getting to sleep here soon. I wasn't intending to like to stay up all night. I was just gonna see if this can fix it soon. If it can't, I'm gonna have to restart and maybe start with a new conversation and say, um, yeah. So I might could revert it. I might do that. I might revert the source file in particular. Okay. Second, why do I have two notifications? Two notifications. Any game cloud is finally reposted. Oh, that's cool. Anyways, yeah. Thanks, Indie Game Cloud, for reposting and liking the post. Thanks for that. Okay, now, um, we're in room. What to change? Move this line. Slash shrink center. Okay, remove that line. Yeah, we're gonna. It's got to be an easier way of doing this too. Um, I like that idea that truncate text just going a certain amount of characters, finding out how many characters would work in there. See. Okay, so let's add copy after description label size flex horizontal control size shrink center. See? So full context for reference, but only make the changes above. Okay. VBox custom size equals text. Okay, got it. Incorrect property. Isn't the correct way to set up the wrapping property. Label wraps based on its actual size, not separate wrap width property. Set explicit size by calling description label set size. Yeah, what might be would be easier. I mean, if this works, I'm gonna go through this. If this works, then I'll just leave it. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna go ahead and tell it. Why don't we kind of go back to the drawing board, and what we'll do is we'll calculate. How about yeah? How about like making an estimation just based on knowledge, so it doesn't really matter. It might not even be at all what it said, but just based on a few things. Estimated size, we just make the size a certain size, and then we allow the word wrap, and we don't care about what it shows or doesn't show. And that way, it will still just get what I want done. Okay. Ensure exactly the current resize slump, ensuring exactly 5 description lines is stopping early when the wrap line count exceeds 5, resulting in fewer lines, 3 or 4. We need just logic iteratively and add characters until we reach exactly 5 wrapped lines, then append the ellipsis. Where in room GD inside the resize panel function, modify the section that estimates the number of wrapped lines from bar text equals. Okay, that's the same thing that I was doing, huh? So let's just go ahead and copy this. Estimate number of lines. We'll do that. Where's the estimate number of lines? this one. And we're going to see if it will switch on me. Let's see here. Right? So update truncated result. Okay, Control V. Now, I'm going to say Control S and see it fix itself. Because apparently either it did actually put the... Okay, so I still have an error though. Okay. So, maximum 5 lines, ellipsis. Test changes. Apply the changes, open the editor, check. Okay. So, here, let me type this in here. So, I will run this and check it out, and if it doesn't work, I think I want to go back to the drawing board. And maybe think of something simpler. Want to tell me first. And it's just not, it doesn't really matter if it tells me, but I just wanted to I understand and appreciate your patience and work through it. Unless if it doesn't work as expected, we definitely sit back and explore simpler approaches. Okay, we'll test it. Okay, let's go ahead and wait. What's the problem? Wait, are we in? No, yeah, we're in room.gd. 320. Oh, maybe it was already fixed, and I just have to. I see, yeah. And let's clear that. And reload save scene. 2D. And it still does not do it. I can see it already. Nope. Doesn't work. Can we start over? Can we start over? Sorry to hear the blaze shades. Let's start over with a fresh, simpler approach to achieve your goal. We pre-process text and truncate text. Mostly wrap the text at 40 characters by adding /n characters while respecting natural /n characters in the description. It ensures the text is already formatted correctly before it reaches description label. Use a fixed font size and panel width. Avoid dynamic font scaling. Ensure exactly, truncate the text to fit exactly 5 lines. Some of the text. This approach avoids the complexities because of the layout system. 2. We'll modify truncate text. Alright. Okay. Alright, fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it. And let's go to script. Okay. Now, let's see here. Let's go up. Go to the truncate text function. Paste. Control S. Okay. Wait a second. I not declared in current scope. See. OV. Control S. I don't know what the problem is. Okay. Oops. What? What's going on here? Okay. Truncate. Yeah, see you later. Oh. Yeah, okay. Text function is this error at this line. It will be at this line. Uh, uh, I don't know if I want truncate text. I don't think I do. Because that is just not going to work. I might have to even go to a new conversation, not because this one's really long, but because it just won't go back to the beginning like I want. Not accessible outside the for loop where it was defined. We're trying to use it. It's using a separate variable check number process lines. It will ensure. Okay, let's do that again. See that? Now, I know where this is at right now, but I should always, I guess, put a sort of a comment or something defining the end of a function so I know exactly where it's at. Control V, Control S. Okay. Save scene. Okay. Okay. That's okay. We'll just, I don't know what this is doing here. Oh, guess what though? Guess what? Somewhere in the Kingdom of Chester, a friendly dragon lands at the entrance to the caves of Dragonmount. Interesting thing here. It's exactly 3 lines with the ellipsis, meaning part of it's working with just the replacement of an gate text. Let's go ahead and I guess do a screenshot. Let's grab another screenshot, screenshot, cancel, take screenshot. So, okay, copy clipboard, and Control V. Okay. Yeah, actually, I should have also pasted the output. Copy. Control V. Output. Text now wrapped in 40 characters is correct. For example, text is only showing 3 description lines plus the ellipsis on the 4th line. We have exactly 5 description plus the ellipsis on the 6th line. Alignment. The text is misaligned, not centered within, which will address the next step. Debug output not provided but expected. Here. Yeah. Okay, I gotta remember to do that. Yeah. Functioning correctly, stopping after processing the first empty lines is being reached, but it's not adding enough lines because the initial truncation is too aggressive. Step 2 fixed. To continue processing the input text in replace the entire, okay, I guess we'll have to do that again. Okay. I'm glad it's still doing tabs. Okay, so let's just go ahead and paste. Control S. Okay. Let's go ahead and build save scene. And there. Okay, truncated text. Let's look at the result here. And actually, it looks like it's doing that 1, 2, 3, 4. It's doing 4. Okay. Okay. That's not what I want. What I wanted to do is I want to do this. Uh, cancel. Take screenshot again. Let's do this again. Copy clipboard. Cancel. Hopefully that'll still work. And that's not what I wanted to do. Doggone ya. Quit doing that. Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm doing some Firefox right now. Okay, so paste. Okay. 4 lines plus ellipsis. Getting there. Sample output. And let's sample output. For copy. V. Sample output. What's interesting is the truncate text is now finally getting it right. Yeah, it doesn't look quite centered, and also it isn't that it's not centered, it's also that it's shrunk. Still showing only 4 description lines instead of 5. Input. Result. Which is correct. Line count, 4 description lines. Stopping after pressing the first few lines because it's hitting the max lines limit too early. The logic to add empty lines is being reached, but it's not adding enough lines because the initial truncation is still too aggressive. Visualizes how we're handling the line count during wrapping. We're incrementing current lines for each wrapped line, but we're breaking as soon as current lines reaches max lines, which prevents us from processing more of the input text. Ensure the ellipsis is always on the 6th line if text is truncated. modify to continue processing input to okay, we're gonna replace this again. Test the updated. Test and report back. Okay. Do the same thing again. Okay. Let's go ahead and start this back up again. Reload save scene. Let's go to 2D editor. And it looks like now it's doing it correctly. Now, I don't know about the 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and it seems to, I mean, it seems to be writing these all centered, which is fine. Actually, don't. Huh. Welcome Chan lands, take A, and then it stops. I'm not sure why it stops. I'm not sure why that stops. This works fine because it got more text. Ugh. Okay, yeah, let's 0, 0, room 0, 0, room 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna screenshot this. Okay, so let's go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna, okay, so let's take screenshot. Let's just do that. Okay. Copy the clipboard. Cancel. Let's go to over here. And let's paste. Okay, so it's doing the full 5 lines plus ellipsis, except now when I look at the first 2 rooms, they're just plain chopped off. Below is the sample output. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Redot, and we're going to go all the way down. Actually, what I want to do two, 1, 0. Copy, paste. Okay, let's see if it can tell me now. I mean, we're getting kind of close, but we're also not getting so close. So annoying. I should have just had calculated a width that I thought was appropriate, and a height that I thought was appropriate. In fact, could do a measurement of the size of the box, maybe even. Not topping off text. These rooms are being truncated too early, resulting in incomplete text. Shows only 2 lines. Alignment text is still misaligned. That center was affected after this line got issue. Let's analyze the issue. Main menu. Result. Main menu. 1 to start. You should continue for more lines. Hit 0 to exit. 3 to 5 description. More text to process. Well, it should need ellipsis, but you know what? If the ellipsis is there, but everything else is there like it's supposed to be, I don't care. Input. Continue. More text to process. Room shows exactly. No. Interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. Is that showing 6 in here? 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's showing correctly. Result is not. Uh, all right, we'll do it one more time. Okay, script one more time. One more time. He's got me feeling so free. I gotta celebrate. There we go. Okay. Scene, reload, save scene. Let's just copy the output. Yeah, I can just copy it. Let's copy the output. Sample output. Okay, and then let's go ahead and go to the 2D space here. And go ahead and put this over here. This over here. And this guy goes right here. Okay. Pardon me. And let's see some here. And this guy's got to go down there. And we're going to go ahead and put this in here. And it looks like that didn't take either, but take screenshot. Okay. Copy clipboard, click cancel, go to, and Control V. Okay, let's just go ahead and post that. Still not quite working right. I wanted to tell it to start over, but whatever. Breaking too early, break statement. I have the old truncate text in there. The old little one that just limited to a certain amount of characters. Maybe what I'll do is we'll go with that. Let's go with that. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. Place the entire. Okay, I'm gonna do that. This is last time. This is the last time. If it doesn't work this time, I will completely have to rewrite everything. It has to do with the panel container, VBox, and labels. Now we have 4, and then we have an ellipsis. So the ellipsis can be fine. The size we can make the size based on we'll make the size based on what I defined, 40 characters, and then 40 characters wide and 6 lines high. And then, so it's be 40 times 6. 40 times 6. 240. Oh, let me know when you proceed. So let me run this over and we'll try again. let's just go ahead and we're going to do this one more time. And script. And okay, let's see here. Truncate. Oop, truncate text. Control V. Plus. Okay, and reload, save scene. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is close. I mean, I could almost. So what I want to do? Screenshot. Copy clipboard. Okay, Control V. As you can see, almost everyone is correct except for the first one. In fact, I think it has less lines and should not need to be truncated or modified at all. Enter. Here's the output text. Output. Copy. Okay. Okay, I got it. All right. Three, 1. Welcome. Copy. Paste. Okay, let's see what it does. Oops. The stream currently shows 5 description lines. Actually, it shows a lot more than that, but it's only showing. It's something after pressing 2 natural lines. There's more text. Too many lines. Too many lines. 19 description lines for the ellipsis, ignoring the max lines limit of 5. The line counting logic is not correctly enforcing the limit during wrapping. Truncate text function logic for counting lines and breaking early. First loop is not correctly limiting the number of lines to 5. The second loop is not being reached for short text length. Ensure the function stops adding description lines after reaching exactly 5 lines. Process more text for short inputs to fill exactly 5 lines. Correctly append ellipsis on the 6th line. There's more text to process. Process the input text till we have exactly 5 correctly counting wrapped lines and natural end lines. Stop adding description lines after reaching 5, ensuring the ellipsis is on the 6th line if there's more text. Handle short text by continuing to process more lines until we reach 5 description lines. Thing is it doesn't need to process anything. It just almost should display it as is in a sense. The problem here is me having it like truncate lines and do it exactly 5 lines and all this stuff. What I should have done is should have decided the amount of characters. Should have decided on the height, which is like we said, like 6, and then have it process. Have it only copy. Things getting tangled up here. Okay. Okay, we'll replace it again. Copy to clipboard. Okay. I don't want to do it, but I will do it. V. Okay. Yeah. 2D. Save scene. Ah, now it's at that. Now it's actually doing everything like it's supposed to. Okay. Why did I do that? Okay, let's actually clear the output. Reload save scene. Reload save scene. Okay. Go. Mm-hmm. This is working correctly now as far as line count. Okay. Fine. We'll do this. Take screenshot. Okay. Copy the clipboard. Okay. V. Then let's go ahead and go to script. All right, we don't need to go to script. Let's just copy the output. Okay. output, output. I need to smooth canvas item because that's just the thing that I did. Okay. Actually, it looks like it's working right now. I don't know if it'll continue to do that, but we'll see. You know, I got 94 rooms, and maybe it'll mess those up too. It almost doesn't matter though, as long as it works like it's supposed to. Yeah, I just go why try to address the other part when I didn't tell it to. Uh, It's actually doing what it's supposed to. That's not right. Let me go. Okay, let me go back to the 2D workspace. Right? Main menu, 1 to start, 0 to exit. That's all the text that's in there. Right? Main menu, 1 to start, 0 to exit. Okay. Now, and is that what I posted in there? Oh. Stop. uh, I'll tell it to stop, so we'll see here. Stop, please. I mean, I can actually stop that thinking or output or whatever. That's not what I meant. It appears to be working correctly. There are only 3 lines in the main menu room. So it's only displaying 3 lines. That's what we want. So it looks like it's working correctly now. See, these are all short, relatively short. Uh, that's not relatively short, but the output is relatively short. 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is chair falling down? And why am I falling down? Okay. So, glad to hear it's working correctly. Thank you for confirming. Let's review the results. This is exactly 3 lines, which is correct since the text fits within 5 lines. No ellipsis is needed. The room name is displayed above, separate by a total of 5 lines. Each room show 5 description lines. Input, success, result, success. I don't want to fix alignment just yet. So we did a thing a while back that managed to shrink the text instead of shrink the text. Can you identify it and have it restored to normal. I'm glad we have line count. The text was modified when we introduced font size scaling in the resize panel function to fit the width. Specifically, in earlier versions of resize panel, we calculated a scale factor to adjust the font size based on the target panel width. This typically resulted in a font size around 15 and debug output, which is smaller than the default font size. We then rewrote setup visuals to use a single label in the last step. We removed the resize panel function and set fixed size font of 16. We didn't remove resize panel though. That's the problem. And there's no let's see, resize panel still in there, I think. Incorrect. We did not remove resize panel. Unless it tells me we did and then we put it back in. I didn't let it, I didn't let it go. We removed in the last step, but you're correct, we did not. The resize panel function is still present in your room ED script. And the font size scaling was part of that function in earlier versions. Let's identify where the font size was shrunk. Restart to normal size. Focus on the resize panel function since that's where the font size was adjusted. We'll keep the alignment fixed for later. Looking back, the font size just shrunk in resize panel function. We introduced font size scaling. Typically resulted in font size around 15. Scaling. Default font size for a label in Godot was overridden. Um, okay. Before I make those modifications, why do we need to explicitly set this size of 16? Shouldn't it be enough to remove scaling so that it goes to whatever its default font size is, even if it is actually 16? Rather than font size scaling should allow the label and name label to revert to their default font sizes, typically 16, unless overridden. Explicitly setting the font size to 16 is not strictly necessary. If we remove the scaling logic, as the label will use its own default size automatically. I included the explicit setting to ensure consistency and make it clear that we restored the normal size. We can simplify the change just by removing the scaling logic and letting the label use its own default font size. Let's modify the resize panel function to remove the font size scaling logic entirely, allowing label nodes to use their default font scaling. Keep a debug print to confirm the font size being applied, which help us verify. Okay, we'll remove the font size scaling logic from resize panel and let label nodes use their default font size. We'll also keep the calculation for text width. Modify the resize panel function, specifically the section where the font size calculated and set up what to change. Keep the calculation text width, add, okay, snippet. Place the section in from var font equals. Okay. All the way down here. Okay. Okay. Var font equals. To var text width equals. Okay. Add a debug print after setting the description label's width. Okay. Get font default font size. Calculate the width. Var font equals, right, and then text. Okay. Paste. That apparently did not work. Why did that? Okay, fine. It doesn't matter anyways. It removed. Okay. That's alright. Add a debug print after setting the description label width. Horizontal control size, shrink center. Um, having not declared, having not declared in the current scope. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I don't want to sneeze. So everybody knows that. That is anybody who's watching, which is nobody right now. Okay. All right. Yeah. We need. We probably need to shrink size of the shrink the. Now, can we shrink width of the boxes to fit our truncated text? It looks there almost twice as wide as the text. Honestly, I don't need. Honestly, I didn't need this full kind of rigmarole here. I could have actually, if I started a new conversation, I could have told it to please make it uh, to where it just cuts off at a certain time, and yeah, currently wider than the text because their width is calculated based on the maximum of the name label width text. Oh, wait a moment. Then let me look these over because probably want the uh for messing with the width. Uh, Actually, width of each of these isn't actually that wide. So the width of the name label is not much wider. So in reality, we only want to be just enough for 40 characters and some padding. We'll just resize panel function. Truncate actually in the width. Um, okay, well, let's do it, I guess. Maybe this will be the last one here, and I can wrap this up and actually get to bed. So, okay, let's go to script, and that would be the resize panel. Where's the resize panel function? Paste. Control S. Okay. Let's save scene. 2D. Did not seem to make a difference. Um, that did not seem to change width of the box. Getting close, it's almost working. It's almost ready. Almost. Get close. So close. Once I can get these resized, then the next thing I can work on is actually arranging them. Correctly due to the layout settings of the VBox. And also set the VBox container size values per minute for stretching context width. Calculated as total width. However, the VBox container likely stretching to fit the name label width. Name size X can be wider than text width, for example, rather than 40 characters. This is not wider than 40 characters. I can see that looking at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Unless it means that the text is wider, not the number of characters. It's not wider than 40 characters. It's less than 40 characters, not more. And actually, it's not even 22 characters long. It's 20 characters, at least according to this. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's 22 characters. That's actually right. It's just the size. Yeah. So it should fit within the truncated without needing truncation or wrapping. Not shaken as expected is likely due to the VBox container label layout settings, still allowing the panel to sort of stretch beyond the intended width, even though we set total width equals text width. And in name labels width, size X might still be influencing the container layout. Panels calculated as total width equals text width. Total width plus equals padding dot X plus border width. Text width is the width of the 40 characters of the default font size, typically around 400 pixels depending on the font. Padding is 20, 10 on each side, and border width is 4. Total should be around 424. However, this panel appears to be wider than expected as seen in the screenshot, suggesting that the VBox container panel stretching beyond the total width. Calculated text for 40 characters should be around 400 pixels. Okay, let's go all the way down here. Yeah, I'm not providing output because it didn't make output. Okay. Depending on to fit with 40 characters. Set size calls for the name label. The panel strictly says entire resize panel. Okay. Okay. Reload save scene. Okay. 2D. I'm not doing it. It's still too big. Um, I think I probably need to. Too big. Didn't seem to change. I need to get ready for bed, I think. Because it doesn't look like I'm going to get it done tonight. Um, they're still influencing the panel's layout despite setting custom set size. Basically, ensure the name label is strictly confined to the text width and is strictly contained. Um, all right, all right. Copy the clipboard. Um, do I have print in here? Font size? Where's the dang? Control find font. I can't control F. To oh, okay. Paste. Let's see. What? Okay, where? Okay. Text. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Okay, so now let's go back to okay. See. Okay. Oh. I need to quit anyways, don't I? Let's see what it says here. Game debug prints. Initially, but output is logged. Schedules function to run at the end of the current frame. This might explain why debug prints are not appearing in the initial output log. However, they should still appear in the output log eventually, unless the resize panel function is not being called at all. Might be executing after the initial debug output is logged, so that the prints might be appearing later in the output log. Error in the resize panel. If there's an error in the resize panel function, the runtime error, there might be failing silently or preventing the not being called. The call deferred might not be executing correctly, possibly due to an issue with the setup visuals function. Add debug print at the start of the resize pencil function to verify it's being executed. Temporarily replace call deferred with direct call to resize panel and set visual to save the debug prints. Add debug print at the start of the resize panel. Set visuals. I'll call directly. Okay. Copy. Visuals, call deferred. That. And. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. Okay. So it still didn't change it, but. Okay, clear. Output. And I guess screenshot. And okay. Cancel. Take screenshot. Okay. Copy clipboard. Okay. Oh, time for me to head to bed. Come on, hurry up so I can go. You reach. Sharing that screenshot. However, the panel width is still too wide. Shown debug. Font size, text width. Total panel width. The panel width is visibly wider than the text content, which is 40 characters. Calculated as a width of 40 M characters at the default font size. font size being used to calculate has changed, or the font metrics are different. The issue might be with the font itself. No, it's not. We need to investigate why text with 591 pixels instead of expect 400. Um, I'm going to have to call it a night. Need to hit the stack. As a quick note, I might try changing one of the rooms to have a single line of 40 M's so that way I can see it being displayed. That way I can see it being displayed in the 2D workspace to see if it needs to be that wide. Thank you. Good night. Okay, so I am going to, well, doggone it. I know it's gonna overextend me. Let's go ahead and let's go to the main menu. This will be easiest here. It'll be easiest to put it right here. Paste. And let's just Control S. That. And then let's go ahead back to the editor map and let's go ahead and scene, reload, saved scene. And let's go to the M's here. Oops. I guess, okay. Oh. Okay, well, that explains that, doesn't it? That is correct. It's actually based on 40 M's. Hmm. It's like there isn't going to be much more than yeah. Okay, that does make sense. All right. So, just so you guys know, that we did actually find some things out. We did correct some things, and I'll keep working it tomorrow, and we'll see. And I want to thank you for watching. If you probably haven't watched tonight because it's super secret again, but you might catch it later. So if you catch it later, thanks for watching or dropping or like running through it or whatever. And I'll see you tomorrow. So, yeah.